Are they doing theatrical screenings in the Cleveland area?
Not that I'm aware of, but I haven't been on, I haven't looked for them, but I'm not seeing them promoted here in town.
Yeah. Well, me and Tyler are going to a screening on Monday.
Oh,
so
all right.
We'll see it. First 2 episodes, and we're looking forward to seeing it in Chicago. Those tickets went fast. So, we'll be there for that. Our own FJ DeSanto attended the Hollywood premiere, and he was sending us reports. It was at the El Capitan there in Hollywood. And he got there and was very surprised and happy to see they had lightsaber churros. Lightsaber churros. And he was sitting behind Cameron Monaghan, who plays Cal Kestis in Jedi Fallen Order and Jedi Survivor.
Yeah.
And he was also on the show Gotham. He played their version of the Joker on that show.
Yeah, and there was going to be so much. It's a shame that didn't last longer because they had a lot more in store, I think, for his take on the Joker. It's cool stuff.
He noted, FJ noted that there were actors from the Ahsoka series there, and they impressed him very much. He said every actor from Ahsoka is like 10 times better looking in person.
It's a handsome cast there, the Ahsoka cast.
But here's what FJ says. Now, you guys know FJ. He doesn't sugarcoat things. He tells it like it is. He's a tell it like it is kind of guy, right?
Right.
So this is what FJ says. I wanted, by the way, I'm going to read this, but I wanted to have FJ on tonight, but he couldn't join us because he was going to see pro wrestling in LA.
All right.
AEW.
You it's going to an AEW show. All right. Yeah. All right. So everybody's good looking in Ahsoka. What else you got for us?
You're good looking. Okay. He says it's very simple. It's like 100 years before the Empire and the Jedi are keepers of peace, but in some dark corners of the galaxy, others find ways to use the Force. It's good. Here's a spoiler. There are Nemoidians in it.
Wow.
That's a spoiler.
How many of them are there? 2 of them?
I don't know if they sound so much like that. They might have a different sound. But the Nemoidians are back. And so he says the premiere was set up. The show, it was set up like a premiere. But they didn't have any intro to the show. Like nobody talked to the audience before they screened the thing. It was just like a red carpet photo op and then boom.
No curtain speeches.
Right. He said it was just a voiceover that was like, welcome to the Acolyte. And then it started. And he said, don't look for this. Could be spoiler stuff, guys. So,
oh boy. All right. Well, just in case.
Spoiler alert. Spoiler alert. Spoiler alert.
Got to do
all
it.
right. I asked him if you see the lightsaber.
Spoiler alert.
Okay.
Okay.
I asked him if you see the lightsaber whip in action in the first 2 episodes. He said no. He said, as a matter of fact, don't expect many lightsabers in the first episode, but he says he means that in a good way. More Force. He said there's more use of the Force than the lightsabers in the first 2 episodes. He said we've already seen the 2 big Jedi action pieces basically already. So via the trailers and the promos and
we've seen the 2 big fights. We've seen the 2 big fights in what was released. Yeah.
One of my observations is that the show has what feels like a good mix of prequel stuff visually and original trilogy aesthetic. Let me say that again. Original trilogy aesthetic. It seems like there's a shot of Master Soul, and he's in the cockpit of a ship that feels very original trilogy, but he's wearing the Jedi robes and stuff, looking very prequel-y. So, obviously, Jedi or the prequel era is their era. And what else does he say? I don't want to say that. There's a guy who uses.
Wait a minute, are you censoring FJ's private review that he sent to us via text?
Let's just say there's a guy who uses a yellow saber in the show, and he's appeared in some promo art and stuff, and FJ voices his opinion about that guy. But he says that was his original opinion. Then he realized he was supposed to be that way, and he's an uptight nerd. Okay. That's what FJ says about one of the Jedi. But all in all, FJ is giving it a positive review. He tweeted, "The first 2 episodes of The Acolyte are a Star Wars homage to classic Shaw Brothers movies, while also opening new doors to the larger universe. The characters are fun and the action is great. This show has a lot of promise. Super excited to see where it goes. FJ, super excited, gang."
Wow.
And
he's super excited.
Yes, he's someone whose opinion I really trust. The Shaw Brothers reference kind of goes over my head. Those guys, they had a film studio, and they made a bunch of movies like in the 60s and 70s. And I'm not really familiar with them.
FJ getting all highbrow, artsy filming on us.
They made films from the 50s. It looks like their heyday was the 50s to the 90s. I'm looking them up now. Hong Kong studio, responsible for such hits as 13 Grand Tutors, Sweet Memories, Good Faith, Back Home Again, Sweet Song for You. That's part of the Sweet Saga, when you have Sweet Memories and Sweet Song for You. A bunch of films that, this is like film school stuff. So this is what FJ watches. I'm trying to fast forward to maybe stuff of her era that might be recognizable. And
while you're doing that, I'm going to go through. I skimmed some of the spoiler-free reviews. I'm not going to name any names, but I just want to point out some of the way that people are describing this. Riveting fight choreography, superb performances. A lot of people commenting on Amandla Stenberg and Lee Jung-jae in particular. Filled with mystery and darkness, delves deep into new and diverse depths of the galaxy. Big potential in this era. Carrie-Anne Moss with a lightsaber doing force fu is perfection. They're adopting this whole, they're just leaning into this whole, Kung Fu meets Star Wars, so they're calling it force fu. Here's one I thought that was real interesting. A captivating murder mystery that evokes the detective tales of Twin Peaks and Matt Reeves' The Batman. Mature like Andor while fully embracing and thematically connecting to the prequels. Here's another Andor reference by a review. The Acolyte is the Force-sensitive version of Andor. The cast is stellar. The writing of each episode is jam-packed. Practical sets, amazing costumes, and special effects make every location feel lived in while having an emotional through line to keep it focused. So,
yeah,
I wanted to pick some of the reviews that weren't hyperbolic, Squee,
well, of course.
I'm so excited. Squee,
squee,
bop, boop.
Yeah, let's try to get some adults in the room here.
Right. Oh, Matrix and Star Wars. I love it. So these were, I thought, people, making good comparisons and, things we can look out for.
Well, I haven't really heard anybody complaining about it who's seen it thus far. And,
plenty of complaints by the people who haven't seen it.
So true. But, FJ is a good baseline for me. And he seems pretty enthusiastic about it. So we'll find out next week. We'll be here for the RFR Acolyte after show. And we get to create a new intro. So I'll be working on that pretty soon.
Oh, yeah. I was going to ask you about that.
Yeah. I got to get to work on it.
It all starts with the audio, and then we build the video around it. Hey, before we wrap up Acolyte, do we want to we want to play this Leslye Headland clip?
Let's play Leslye into the theme. She just, this was recorded, I believe, this week at the ACOLYTE premiere in London. And our buddy Mark Newbold was there, and he shot some video. And so I just took a clip of Leslye talking about what to expect from the ACOLYTE as far as its placement on the timeline and the action we'll see.
It was wonderful. I mean, taking place at that part of the timeline afforded us a lot of freedom. We get to play around with a bunch of different things that I think when you're working in the Skywalker saga or the Empire versus Resistance or Rebellion, you can't really get into. So you're going to see in the series a lot of lightsaber fights. You're going to see High Republic robes and a lot of High Republic nods, as well as practical sets. A lot of incredible stunts. The puppeteering and the creature work are all incredible. So I'm excited for you guys to see it.